Our next speaker to kick off this last and final session for the Give in Diaspora Philanthropy Summit of this year is Anshu Gupta. He's the founder of Goonj. Anshu is a... You have said it all with that applause. I was about to say that Anshu is a real star of the Indian philanthropic ecosystem, but I think I don't even need to say that now. I have had the good fortune and pleasure of knowing and interacting with Anshu several times over the past 5 years or so, 5-6 years I would say, not only in America and in India and in other countries. And the way he thinks about philanthropy, what he's doing is unique and remarkable and inspiring, and how he has dedicated his life to the cause. As you can see, he's going to talk about the barter economy, new currencies, and new paths to development and tackling the climate crisis. So Anshu, if you could come up, please.
Thank you. So my next few minutes are going to be good and also going to be a little bit disturbing, because that's what I do full time. It's important to speak something which is we often don't speak, but that's, because what I have been arguing with myself is COVID gave us a chance to relook into a lot of things. COVID also gave us a chance to maybe sit together in peace and say that our intentions are very beautiful. We also worked hard, but how did we fail so miserably in the world, and did we really, really fail? So those are the questions, but I'll talk about it. Let me start this story with some of these pictures, right? And these are very important pictures, because everywhere what you see in the next few pictures, some people in our country are building something very silently. They are not a part of any government scheme. They are not a part of National Rural Employment Guarantee Scheme. They are not getting money while doing it. There is no one deciding that you have to make a road or you have to make a bridge. This is 100% decided by the people of that area, that what work is needed. This is 100% based on the skills of people. That's what they have. This is also 100% dependent on the resources these people have. So this is a picture of Uttarakhand, the mountains in India, where 2013 we had massive floods and large number of villages were completely cut off. There was no way even the relief material can travel. Right? That's where all these people got together. One of the initiatives of Goonj is called Cloth for Work. I'll talk about it in the next few minutes. And that's how they started creating this bridge. We exactly knew that next June, when the water flows in a different way, this small little tiny bridge will collapse, right? But the sustainability of this bridge is actually between September, October, and June. And at least in those many months, people can travel, right? So it's not about that sustainable concrete bridge. They made it, and a family kit goes to them. I'll talk about it. Next year, they come back. They say the cash economy is not started. We want to make the bridge again because it was collapsed. They again make it with their skill, but they don't get anything. They do it for themselves. This is the wall of a government school. Because one other thing, while working on education in India, we realized that it's a problem in loop. So two major problems. One, the parents are not a part of the education system. So like in India, private schools, which unfortunately in India are called public schools, that's where most of us have studied. And that's where parents are a part of that system. But if you talk about the government school, the municipality school, parents are never a part of this, that entire schooling system. So we said that can the parents start building infrastructure for the schools? So when you create a wall, when you create a bamboo school, you're actually careful what is happening inside the school. I'm just showing you different variety of work across the country which are happening. And these people, as I say, are very silently, far away from any Facebook post, anything, are just doing their work. Traditional wisdom, no top-down. It was so beautiful to hear about that, farm pond. That's what we do, hundreds and thousands of those. This is called chua, kua. Every state has a different way of looking at, water as a resource, storing water, saving water, talking about rainwater. So in India, in a country like India, a large part of it cannot happen if it is a top-down. Because that is one country where if you see those 4 or 5 states of India, southern states of India, the borders are touching with each other. Every state eats rice, but different variety of rice. Every state eats a very beautiful dish called sambar. The ingredients are same, the taste is different. And that is the most important part, what we learned in the journey of last 25 years, that there is no solution. We cannot solve the problem until unless we really see it through the local people, and they have wisdom. I mean, I'm completely against the theory of when we say that we want to give the fish or we want to teach how to fish. I always feel that even that is coming from the area of arrogance, because we are not understanding that they might not need fish or they already know how to fish. Who am I to become a part of it? So this model of Goonj is just challenging all those notions. Large-scale mangrove plantation. And this is how people are bringing water from these stones. Now, they're also very silently challenging a lot of notions from us. When we see these people, we call them unskilled. When we see these people, we call them unskilled. All of them are unskilled for us. And I often wonder, in India, the farmers have come out with almost 8,000, 10,000 different variety of rice. They are still called unskilled. And people like me and you go on Google, get some content on agriculture, and we get a standing ovation here. Although they are the skilled people. They know how to make this bamboo bridge. It might not be sustainable for me and you, because for us, sustainability means concrete. But it sustains theirs for decades, for centuries. And they exactly know how to make it. So almost 10,000 such works, as of now, every year, what we do, where people are not paid in money, because we said money is not the only currency. Money is just one currency. People have different kind of skills. People have different kind of, currencies with them. So the simple model, people think we are in the business of collecting and distributing clothes. That's what a lot of people think about Goonj. But in the last 25 years, what we are trying to do, we collect this material from all across, cloth, utensil, footwear, door, window, carpet, anything and everything which can be reused. On a very simple concept that we talk about the life cycle of the living being, and if we die early, we feel sad. We said, what about the life cycle of non-living being? Why does it go to the landfill? Because I don't need this jacket. But this jacket still has a life. Instead of going in the landfill, can we talk about the optimum utilization? Can it be used by someone else? But we'll not do charity, because the moment we talk about second-hand cloth, the only word which we use is donation. And we said, no, it's a wrong concept, it's a wrong notion. When we are giving away our second-hand material, cloth, utensil, footwear, door, window, anything and everything, it's actually not a donation, it's a discard. We are giving it because we don't need it. So let's not create a halo here. No. Let's respect people and say thank you to the people who are receiving it, because they are the keeper of our emotions. They are the keeper of our hard-earned money. They're the keeper of everything which we invested on that piece of cloth. The second thing we said, that at the end of the day, somewhere the sustained charity needs to be challenged. Because charity is a beautiful subject for the doer of it, not for the receiver of it. Because one thing which the sustained charity does is that it kills your dignity. It challenges your dignity. And dignity is not something which we can give to people. You know, a lot of people now say, Goonj gives dignity to people. And we challenge. We say, no, we cannot give dignity to people. Dignity is something with which all of us are born. Whatever caste, community, size, shape, color we are born. We are born with the dignity. It's a part of our soul. Society can only do two things. Either it can respect dignity or it can challenge dignity. So like in India, we always give this example. The moment, you know, you go to a dhaba or a restaurant and you say, Oi, Ramu, idhar aa. When you call a little kid to say, Ramu, come here and clean the table, you actually challenge the dignity of that kid. When we get up from the dining table and we say, isko rakh do, XYZ kha legi, keep it, XYZ will eat it. You know, you talk about your own cook there, you actually challenge the dignity of that person. So with all these economic model, dignity model, what we started doing, this entire material comes, it goes through a very rigorous process of matching the needs of people. As I said, it is diversified. The country is very diversified. It's converted into large number of family kits. Then hundreds and thousands of villages we go. That is where people pick up their own issues. What you saw, the earlier picture, one village says that we need a bridge. The other one says we need to make a road. Someone says we need to clean the water body. They work for a few days, you know, on that work. And after a few days of work, just to give you some glimpses how it operates. This is a family kit. This is transported to the remotest possible parts of the country. And after a few days of that work, they receive this family kit. So something which always has been treated as charitable subject-object is a new currency. Where people were treated as victim of charity, they are no more a victim of charity because they're earning it. They're solving their own issues. Even in the pandemic time when the country was closed, we were able to make or repair almost about 700 kilometers of roads in rural India by using this model. Something which goes in the landfill is not going in the landfills, but is, you know, it's just becoming a part of the optimum utilization. So people choose their issues, people work on that, they're rewarded in kind. If I give a trouser to someone, go tomorrow, say this trouser is mine, people will say, yes, it is yours. But in this model, if I go and say it is mine, the person has a right to say it might be yours, but I've earned it. That language is changing. Okay. So it started very small. 1991, I was new to Delhi to do my mass communication and all, and I had come from a small town called Dehradun. And when you come to the big city, the meaning of many things start changing. So footpath, the sidewalk, as we say, for us in Dehradun was to walk, but in a city like Delhi, you suddenly see the life happens there. Kids go to the school from the footpath. People sleep, people cook. Red lights, street lights, hardly used to be there in the city of, Dehradun, but in Delhi, it's full about life. So that's where I met this person called Habib Bhai and his blind wife, Amna ji. Habib Bhai is no more, Amna ji is still alive. And because I was into journalism, so I was just following them, and then suddenly I saw this rickshaw. In Hindi, it says Police Seva Lavaris Lash ke liye, which means there was a person who was picking up unclaimed, abandoned dead body for the local police. That was his full-time profession. When I spent a week, 10 days with the family on the footpath, following them everywhere, I realized that large number of people migrate from the smaller places to the big places. All of us sitting here are migrated, most of us, but our migration is by choice. In 2020, across the globe, you saw people walking back. Most of them never migrated by choice, but they were forced to migrate because we ignored the villages of the world, especially in my country. So that's why they were forced to migrate. When they come to the city, before they settle down, they go through a very miserable phase, and many of them die. And Habib Bhai used to pick up the dead body, and he was paid 20 rupees and 2 meters of white cloth. That's how the journey started. And then when Habib Bhai said that in winters his work goes up, many times he has so much of work that he cannot handle it. And I realized that every 24 hours, in the range of 4 or 5 kilometers, he was actually picking up 10 to 12 dead bodies, and summers it used to be 4 to 5. So my realization was people are dying because of cold, but then I realized that no, cold doesn't kill people, because if the cold kills people, even I would have died. It's basically lack of clothing. The family had a little girl. That's my daughter, who is now a grown-up post-grad girl, but almost of the same age, who actually said way back in 1991 in Hindi कि जब मुझे ठंड लगती है तो मैं लाश के साथ चिपक कर सो जाती हूँ. When I feel cold, I hug the dead body and sleep. It does not trouble me. It does not turn around. Why I am saying this, narrating this story, because since morning we are talking about a lot of philanthropic issue. What I am trying to say is that there are issues and there are non-issues. There are non-issues which are not registered, which we don't understand, but it impacts life in a huge way. Imagine 3 basic needs. We say food, cloth, and shelter, roti, kapda, makan in India, as we say, and clothing has never been a subject to work on. Every single person is sitting here because we are wearing clothes. Unfortunately, we identify whether you are poor, rich, upper caste, lower caste, whatever, educated, uneducated, cultured, uncultured, with a piece of cloth. But that's not a development subject. So that's how the journey, which started with cloth. Now, this is the economic model. We say we collect, we raise almost about INR 60 crore from individuals, corporate, CSR, foundations and all that. On a very basic per kg basis, if we see material of another 80 crore, and then the local wisdom and all of another 60 crore. So the model says that if we start valuing wisdom and labor and material also as currency, by spending 60 crore, you actually become your working capital becomes 200 crore, almost more than 3 times, And my last part, just a piece of cloth, I'm telling you, it becomes a part of health when we were the first people to talk about the menstruation, and then it became a part of that. It solves so many problems the moment you start valuing the second-hand goods also as a currency. This man has no wisdom. This man will hardly get a chance to come in the meetings. Even if he comes in the meetings, he will hardly get a chance to talk, and if he talks, we might not listen. This man has better chance. He has wisdom. I will not go for a cup of tea to his place. His place, I might go and have food. I will not talk about agriculture to this man. This man, I will. And cloth has done nothing. In a minute, if this man doesn't have wisdom and this man has, it's not about the man. It's not about the cloth. It's about me. It's about me, how I see the world. It's about me, how I perceive, how I try to judge. I mean, that is the game we are just trying to play. And now the new phrase, hopefully in few years it should come in Oxford and all. We say, Goonj it. Thank you. Thank you very much.